At this time, I'd like to call our regular scheduled village board meeting to order. Let the record reflect that it's Tuesday, June 18th, 2019. Village clock has it at 7:31 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Berg. Here. Trustee Brady.
Here.
Trustee Brennan.
Here.
Trustee Galante.
Here.
Trustee Glatz.
Present.
Trustee Mueller.
Here.
President Vandenberg.
Here, thank you. Item number 1, at this time I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of our agenda.
So moved.
Properly moved,
Second.
properly seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Thank you. Item number 2, at this time I'd ask for motion to consider approval of the minutes of the regular village board meeting held on June 4, 2019. Such a motion?
Second motion.
Properly moved by trustee Brady. Is there a second?
Second.
And seconded by trustee Brennan. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 3, Clerk Therigan.
I'd like to make a motion to consider resolution number 2019-R-065, recognizing the Tinley Park Bulldogs lacrosse teams on their achievements.
All right, so moved.
It's been moved. and
Second.
Seconded. No action, so. Clerk, you gonna read it?
The Tinley Park Bulldogs youth lacrosse teams participated in the Illinois Boys Lacrosse Association and the Illinois Girls Lacrosse League. Both leagues span the state of Illinois. The following Bulldogs teams are recognized for their achievements. The 5th and 6th grade Lady Bulldogs team won the Minors Tier 2 championship and the Fresh Coast Tournament in Michigan on May 5th. The 7th grade Lady Bulldogs team won Majors Tier 2 championship, and the 5th and 6th grade boys team won the 12UB Silver Tier 1 championship and placed first in a division of 22 teams. I have here a resolution signed by President Vandenberg and the board, and I'd like to read that. Whereas the 12U Lady Bulldogs team finished their phenomenal year, finishing the league games undefeated. They placed as the top team in the state at the 5th and 6th grade level. And whereas the 14U Lady Bulldogs team took home the Illinois Girls Lacrosse League Majors Tier 2 championship, pulling through as the underdog in the conference. And whereas the 12U boys team placed first in the Illinois Boys Lacrosse Association Silver Tier 1 bracket, topping 22 teams throughout the state. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, that June 18th, 2019 be designated Bulldog Lacrosse Teams Day in the Village of Tinley Park, and urge all citizens to join together and congratulate the Bulldog Lacrosse teams on their achievements. Be it further resolved that the following Bulldog Lacrosse team members be recognized. I'm going to do my best to read everybody's names, but first if we could just give them a round of applause.
When their names are called, do you want them to come up in the front, or do you want to, how do you want to do it?
Sure.
Why
Are
don't
you
you
Coach
guys come up to the
Castillo?
front for now?
I think we could
Yeah.
probably fit them up.
Let's,
Okay,
girls,
12U girls, IGLL Minors Tier 1, Meadow Nussbaum, Josie Fitzpatrick, Juliana Mancini, Abigail Ellsworth, Maya Culbertson, Hayden Cortez, Molly Toomey, Madison Monreal, Dakota Obish, Marissa Rosner, Olivia Jousma, Ashley Lawler, Ava Francesi, Genevieve Sulek, Emily Lewis, Peyton Renich, AKA Walter, Grace Rohan, Becca Schrag, Marty Fitzpatrick, coach, Ed Lawler, coach, Maro Francese, coach, and Luke Juzma, coach. 14U girls, IGLL Majors Tier 2, Ashley Amato, Madeline Bailey, Holly Bruette, Madeline Carroll, Brooke Castillo, Elizabeth Ellsworth, Alexandra Fitanto, Sage Frenzel, Lola Frenzel, Tess Greenan, Emma Goodenow, Emma Hill, Gracelyn Kamakowski, Evelyn Kriziak, Rebecca Lucina, Kinsey Shoemaker, Angelina Thorpe, Dan Fitanto, coach, Brett Bruette, coach, Alex Gray, coach, and Phil Gatos, coach. And lastly, the 12U Boys B, Silver Tier 1. Graydon Alexander, Justin Butler, Kevin Cozy, Troy Culbertson, Luke Degner, Jaden Delitzer, Lyndon Fields, Wyatt Hubbard, Michael Yasciancio, Logan Jones, Sean McHugh, A.J. Nikosian, Cal Palkin, Michael Schnell, Alexander Bartling, Michael Battles, Matthew Coleman, Mark Corrado, Owen Ehart, Elijah Hookstra, Colin Kramer, Alexander Malawat, Joshua Olalde, Jacob Soderland, Quinn Zaman. Tony Castillo coach, Tom Coleman coach, Adam Culbertson coach, Ron Degner, and Tony Zaman coaches.
Great. Let's we're gonna. Yeah, we'll do individual. What did we get a group photo already? Are we good with that, or let's do a? And we do need to do the proper vote on this. It's a resolution, so all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now it's official.
Just the boys together and the girls?
I think let's do one big group shot. We'll do a big group shot, and then we'll split them up into their respective
What if
teams.
the board stand behind?
Yeah, why don't board members will stand behind. No, stand behind your chair. We got it. It's a wide angle lens. All right, now you want to split them up into respective teams?
All right, boys, come over here first.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Girls, come on down this way. You can spread out, get the center there, right there. Yes.
Okay, for the center a little bit. Stay close to the center.
Oh, you want to direct?
And they teach you. I'm glad you read them all.
There was a couple of them.
Just 1 second, I was gonna move it. Thank you.
Get behind the table. Get behind the table.
You're up. I'll do one more. Thank you. Yes.
All good?
The boys now?
Thank you.
Cool. Next team. Congratulations.
No more with this. Look at that, thank you.
Coach there for a quick presentation.
Coach Castillo?
Nice job. Thank you. Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Job.
Wow.
Good work. Sorry.
More cookies.
Good job, guys.
Cheese was so jealous of you.
Seriously? There's a glimmer of hope in every meeting.
Not always coming from bots, huh?
It's only downhill from here. And then there were 5. Oh, we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people. Okay, we're going to continue on with our meeting. We'll move on to item 4. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of the following consent agenda items.
So moved.
It's been properly moved.
Second.
Seconded. Madam Clerk, can you read these into the record, please?
Item A, consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-054, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Best Technologies for the police station shooting range cleaning services. Item B, consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-055, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Murphy and Miller Incorporated for HVAC equipment annual service. Item C, consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-053, approval of an automatic mutual aid agreement between the fire departments and MABUS, Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, Division 24. Item D, consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-052, approving an intergovernmental agreement for fleet maintenance with the Mokina Fire Protection District. Item E, consider adopting ordinance number 2019-0-034, amending Title 7, Chapter 79, entitled Parking Schedule 1 and Parking Schedule 2 pertaining to certain parking restrictions along Sycamore Court. Item F, consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-051, approving the creation of the Village of Tinley Park Complete Count Committee for the 2020 census. Item G, consider request from the National Association of Town Watch to proclaim Tuesday, August 6th, 2019 as the 36th Annual National Night Out in the Village of Tinley Park. Item H, consider request from St. Stephen, Deacon and Martyr Catholic Church to conduct a Queen of Hearts raffle beginning June 19th, 2019, with the winner being drawn each Wednesday at Side Street Tavern, 18401 North Creek Drive. Item I, consider request for a block party on Sunday, July 21st, 2019 on Horseshoe Drive between 8400 and 16456 from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Item J, consider request for a block party permit on Saturday, June 22nd, 2019 on Creekside Avenue between 170th Place and 169th Street from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Item K, consider request for a block party on Saturday, July 6th, 2019 on Ottawa Avenue between 17394 to 17342 from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Item L, consider request for a block party permit on Saturday, August 3rd, 2019 on Delland Court between 8120 to 8131 from noon to 10 p.m. Item M, consider request for a block party permit on Saturday, September 7th, 2019 on 66th Avenue between 177th Street and 179th Street from noon to 10 p.m. And lastly, item N, payment of outstanding bills in the amount of $2,841,602.50 as listed on the vendor board approval report dated June 7th, 2019 and June 14th, 2019.
Thank you, Clerk, for reading all those consent items. At this time, I'd ask the board to entertain removing item G from the consent and placing on as an actual item. Dinah Navis is here, so I'd like to go ahead and officially recognize through the proclamation National Night Out, and then allow you to make a presentation if you'd like. So I'd ask for a motion. It's been properly moved by Trustee Glatz. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. So that's going to be removed. Let's go ahead and vote on the consent agenda item then. All the items excluding item G. I'd ask for, it's been moved and seconded. I'd ask, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry about that. The motion carries. Okay, we're going to move item G. It's been moved. At this time, I'd ask for a moment to read the proclamation recognizing Tuesday, August 6, 2019 as National Night Out in the Village of Tinley Park, whereas the National Association of Town Watch, NATW, annually sponsors a nationwide crime, drug, and violence prevention program entitled National Night Out on the first Tuesday in August. And whereas the 36th Annual National Night Out provides a unique opportunity for the Village of Tinley Park to join forces with thousands of other communities across the country in promoting cooperative police community crime prevention efforts and to assist the Tinley Park Police Department in said efforts. And whereas it is essential that all citizens of Tinley Park be aware of the importance of crime prevention programs and potential impact on reducing drugs, crime, and violence in the village. And whereas police community partnerships, neighborhood safety efforts, civic awareness, and community cooperation are important themes of the National Night Out program. And now therefore it be resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will County, Illinois, that the first Tuesday in August, August 6, 2019, be designated as, quote, National Night Out in the Village of Tinley Park. This was approved on the 18th day of June of 2019, signed by myself and our clerk, Kristen Therian. Dinah, would you like to step forward to the podium and first of all be recognized for continuing the efforts of National Night Out, and then if you'd like to let the public know what this event is.
Hi, I am Dinah Nevis. I'm a civilian crime prevention officer with the Village of Tinley Park. Since 2006, I've coordinated National Night Out. This year, Commander Stan Tenza and I are joining forces to get a bigger presence of the police involved. National Night Out is a awesome opportunity for the general public to come in and experience and view our police vehicles, to meet and greet the police, the fire department. This year, Commander Tenza has gotten agencies from Will County and Cook County Sheriff Police and DEA and different entities, so there will be lots of different people to meet and greet and many, many vehicles to see. So it's just a really nice opportunity to view the police in a very positive presence. So we do hope that everybody does join us for National Night Out. Also at National Night Out, our coloring contest winners will be announced, and those 6 winners will be receiving rides to school during the first week of school. So it's pretty exciting for those young kindergartners through going into 5th grade to get that ride to school. So thank you very, very much for that proclamation. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dinah, I appreciate it.
Dinah.
Thank you. Look, we're gonna do a quick photo with you. We do need approval on this. It was moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's official. Let's do a quick photo. Chief, come on up.
Thank you.
Yeah, is it possible on Harlem Avenue over to Viaduct, that we advertise for National Night Out? Because I know every year Oak Forest does on 159th, they have banners. They have banners? Yes. No, okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
Good job, Chief. Thank you, Board, for allowing that to be taken off the agenda, the consent agenda. Item 5, at this time, I'd ask for a motion to consider adopting ordinance number 2019-0-029, amending title, I hate Roman numerals, was that 4? 5? That's 11, okay, X and I. Chapter 112, sorry, they didn't teach that in high school. They did back in the day when you were in high school. But. Chapter 112, Section 112.22 of Tinley Park Municipal Code, addition of 1 Class DV liquor video license for Los Tres Burritos, number 2 at 8005 183rd Street. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Properly moved by Trustee Berg. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Glatz. Thank you. The proposed ordinance would increase the DV liquor video license by 1. Video gaming for this establishment is permitted. The respective license will be for the following business. Again, Los Tres Burritos, number 2 at 8005 183rd Street. Video gaming is proposed at this location and would be allowed at the location as well. Upon approval of this ordinance, the total number of DV liquor video licenses would be 3. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held on June 4th, 2019, and the Administration and Legal Committee held on June 11th, 2019, and is eligible for adoption. Also, for the record, since those conversations in those 2 meetings, the committee had requested them to increase the size of the dividing walls, splitting the restaurant up from the gaming area. The petitioner has obviously agreed with that and is proposing that, so that is why this is on our agenda. So thank you for the committee for that recommendation. Again, this is eligible for adoption. Any questions? Let the record reflect there is none. Call the roll on this, please.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
No.
Trustee Glatz. Trustee Mueller.
No.
That motion carries. Thank you. Item number 6, Trustee Glatz.
I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting ordinance number 2019-0-033, amending Title III, Chapter 36, Section 36.03 of the Tinley Park Municipal Code entitled Purchasing Manual adopted by reference.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second?
Go ahead.
Thanks, Cindy.
No problem.
The ordinance amends Section 36.03 to denote the purchasing manual is incorporated into the village's fiscal policies manual. The purchasing policy itself is being updated for clarity and it corrects scrivener's errors in the version adopted in 2017. Additionally, the purchasing policy is being modified to provide an increased threshold of $7,500 where multiple quotes are required for small contractual work such as restorations after repair of a main break. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee meeting held on June 11, 2019, and recommended for approval. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 7, Mike.
I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting ordinance number 2019-0-032, an ordinance amending Title V, Chapter 50 of the Tinley Park Municipal Code entitled Water pertaining to the replacement of water meters, delinquent notices, and reconnection fees.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Bill. The village previously initiated a program to replace all the water meters and implement advanced metering infrastructure throughout the utility system whereby meter readings are obtained electronically. After a number of attempts, we have been unsuccessful in obtaining access to the residents or other building to replace existing meters for approximately 2% of the meter population. These unreplaced meters are potentially under-registering or may no longer be recording consumption. Additionally, these older meters require the village to continue to send a person out to each address to obtain these readings manually. Because these meters are spread throughout the community, the meter reading process is now considerably more difficult and time-consuming. Section 50.056 is being amended to create a new non-compliance service fee of $200 for each billing cycle in which access to the metering device has been withheld or denied. This is intended to both encourage compliance with the village's meter replacement requests and to compensate the village for extra costs required to maintain these meters in the system. These old meters are likely under-registering consumption due to age. Additionally, it allows the village to discontinue water service for failure to grant the village access to the meter for inspection or service if we do not otherwise obtain compliance. Number 2, the ordinance changes the delivery method for delinquent account notices from red cards placed on the door of the residence or business to a mailed notice via priority mail. It can often take several days for employees to distribute the notices and delays taking action on delinquent accounts. This change addresses privacy concerns occasionally raised by the red card system and provides the village with the confirmation of delivery of the notice. A delinquency charge of $25 is proposed to cover the delivery costs of the notices. Services can be scheduled for shut-off no sooner than 72 hours after the notice has been delivered. The village is charged $25 to reinstate water services after a shut-off. This fee has not been adjusted in decades. After analysis, it has been determined that the fee should be increased to $150 to more accurately reflect the labor and equipment costs associated with this process. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee held on June 11, 2019, and recommended for approval. This ordinance is eligible for adoption. That's the last one to read on that one.
Thank you, Trustee Glatz. Any board member care to comment regarding this item? Please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 8, Mike.
I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-056, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Itsit-Uform Technologies for Ridgeland Avenue sanitary sewer lining.
Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy. Upon the completion of a bid process for lining the sanitary sewers along Ridgeland Avenue, the following 5 bids were received on January 30th, 2019. Consider awarding a contract to Itsit-Uform Technologies for $786,319. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee held on June 11, 2019. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any board member care to comment or have a question? Please call the roll.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 9.
I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-057, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Baxter and Woodman Engineering to perform a water system analysis and model preparation.
Second. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Distribution system modeling is used to predict the performance of a water system to solve a wide variety of issues. These issues include design, operations, system planning, water quality, water loss, energy management, and emergency response. Consider awarding a contract to Baxter and Woodman Engineering in the amount not to exceed $60,000. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee held on June 11, 2019. This one, Jake, also is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Trustee Glatz. Any board member care to comment or questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 10, Trustee Brennan.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-058, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and M.E. Simpson Company for water assessment program contract renewal.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The village sought a qualified contractor to conduct a water assessment of our water system, which includes the following services: fire hydrant maintenance, operate and inspect a portion of our hydrants in our water system for problems. Inspections are performed on 1,150, roughly 1/3 of the village's hydrants. Fire hydrant flow testing, check pressure and volume of water flowing from hydrant. Full flow operation of 1/5, approximately 700 hydrants to ensure the water main capacity is in accordance with ISO, NFPA, and AWWA requirements. Water system leak survey, detecting non-visible leaks in our water system. Use instrumentation on water valves, hydrants, and water services to listen for leaks. If leaks are found, use leak correlation machine to pinpoint leaks. Approximately 130 miles of water main is surveyed each year for leaks. Valve exercising, operate and inspect a portion of valves in our water system for problems. Locate, operate, and inspect 1,025, or 1/3 of the village's water valves each year. Consider renewing the contract with M.E. Simpson Company in the amount of not to exceed $149,300. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Trustee Brennan. Any board member care to comment, question? Please call the roll.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 11, Trustee Glatz, you read this?
I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-059, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Total Automation Concepts for building automation annual service.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Mike. Approve a service contract with Total Automation Concepts, Inc. of Alsip, Illinois for the annual maintenance and inspection of village facilities' building automation systems. In general, the scope of services includes: 1, inspection of all field devices, controllers, and network elements for wear and damage. Number 2, routine preventative maintenance, technical assistance, and server system updates. And 3, equipment testing, calibration, and control repairs. Public Works is tasked with the proper upkeep of all facility building automation systems to optimize indoor air quality of all citizens and village employees. Continual routine preventive maintenance and inspections assures optimal system working conditions and conserves the lifespan of vital village-owned equipment. For more than 27 years, Total Automation Concepts has been serving municipalities and commercial businesses throughout the south suburbs, northwest Indiana, and greater Chicagoland area. Total Automation Concepts has utilized their extensive, intricate knowledge of our building automation system to assist us with improving our building management model, reducing utility costs, optimizing indoor air quality, avoiding equipment failures, and optimizing our systems to operate at the most efficient levels. The village is contracted with Total Automation Concepts for approximately the past 10 years and found them to perform all contracted services satisfactorily. Consider awarding a contract to Total Automation Concepts in the amount of $55,224. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee held on June 11, 2019. This resolution is also eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any board member care to comment? Any question? Reflect there is none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 12, Trustee Galante.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-060, approving the contract between the Village of Tinley Park and J&J Newell Concrete Contractors, Inc. for the 2019 concrete flat work and curb program.
Second.
Thank you. There were two bids that were received on June 4th, 2019. The bid results, I have to go through it. One was from J&J Newell for $224. The other was from Davis Concrete Construction Company for $235. The engineering estimate was $232. Sufficient funding is provided in this year's budget under the fiscal year 2020. Thank you. Road and bridge and capital improvement funds from the road and bridge capital improvement funds. The project was bid and potential for it to be a 3-year contract with a 2.5% increase per year based on the performance of the contract. Consider awarding the contract to J&J Newell Concrete Contractors in the amount of $224,804.50. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee meeting on June 11th and is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Clerk, please make sure you have both numbers recorded into the minutes, please. Bid totals, pardon me. Any comments or questions from the board? Nope. Please call the roll.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 13, Trustee Glatz.
I'd like to make another motion to consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-061, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Traffic Control Company for the 2019 pavement striping plan.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy.
You're welcome.
4 sealed bids were received on June 4, 2019. The low responsible bidder was Traffic Control Company in the amount of $58,483.50. Due to the bids coming in well under our budget, we would like to increase the quantity and overall cost of work by 50%. The increase would bring the total cost of the project to $87,000. Sufficient funds is provided in this year's budget under fiscal 20 Road and Bridge Fund. The project was bid with potential for it being a 3-year contract with a 1.25% increase per year based on performance of the contract. Consider awarding a contract to Traffic Control Company in the amount of $58,483.50. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee held on June 11, 2019. This one is eligible for adoption as well.
Thank you, Trustee Glatz. Any comments or questions from the board? I would just ask, what's the difference in percentage from the two projects? I just assumed that the last one was a 2.5, was a cost of living increase over 3. And this one's 1.25. Is that material? Is that inflation on material? Why is that an increase?
The other contract has a larger chance of inflation on material.
On material, okay. Thank you. Any other comments from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion will carry. Thank you. Item 14, trustee Guanti.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-62, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and K5 Construction Corporation for the fiscal year 2020 municipal parking lot improvement project.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
There were 6 bids received on June 4th, 2019. The bids resulted in the items below, and the bid tab is attached. I'm sorry. The lowest responsible bidder was K5 Construction in the amount of $495,161.96. The sufficient funding is provided in this year's budget under the fiscal year 2020 capital improvement funds. Consider awarding this contract to K5 Construction Corporation in the amount of $495,161.96. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee meeting on June 11th and is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, trustee Guanti. Any comments or questions from the board on expenditure of funds? This will be a roll call. Clerk, just make sure you add all the rest of the bids into the record, please. And please call the roll.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Public Works has got a busy night. Trustee Glatz.
They do.
Want to wrap it up for us?
Yep. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-064, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Baxter and Woodman for the LaGrange Road Utility Engineering Proposal.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you. The village has been in the process of extending water main and sanitary sewer west towards LaGrange Road for over a year now in order to provide the necessary utility services to the undeveloped parcels for future development. The village is planning to have a master plan prepared by one of our engineering consultants. We received 2 proposals from Robinson Engineering and Baxter and Woodman for their engineering services. Each engineering firm researched and provided proposals based on the same services that need to be provided in order to complete the project. Those services include utility sizing, topographic surveys, routing of utilities, options for the utility alignments, drawings and specifications, as well as engineers' opinion of probable construction costs. The proposal provided by Baxter and Woodman is in the amount of $78,400. Consider awarding a contract to Baxter and Woodman in the amount of $78,400. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee held on June 18th, 2019. The resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, trustee Glatz. Any comments or questions from the board? Roll call, please.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 16, trustee Mueller.
I move we consider ordinance number 2019-0-035, approving text amendments to Section 2 definitions and VB Schedule of Regulations of the zoning ordinance for short-term rental regulations.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. In response to nuisance and safety complaints regarding existing short-term rentals, staff drafted text amendments to the zoning ordinance to regulate their use as an accessory use to owner-occupied residential dwelling units. The proposed amendment includes the definition and provides a 500-foot minimum distance between short-term rentals within residential districts. The draft regulations were discussed and reviewed by the Plan Commission at a public hearing on March 7th, 2019. The Commission voted 9-0 to recommend approval of the text amendments. This ordinance is only eligible for first reading today.
Thank you, trustee Mueller. As you noted, it is up for first reading. Any comments from the board? Questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That will be on the next board meeting for final adoption. Thank you. Item 17, trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to consider ordinance number 2019-0-036, approving a text amendment to Title 11 Business Regulations and creating a new chapter 129J entitled Short-Term Rental of the Village of Tinley Park Code of Ordinance for Short-Term Rental
Is
Regulations.
there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. In response to nuisance and safety complaints regarding existing short-term rentals, staff drafted text amendments to the municipal code of ordinances to require short-term rentals to be licensed on an annual basis with the village. The proposed amendment includes the following requirements. Short-term rental properties are limited to owner-occupied units, annual license fee of $50, an on-site safety inspection by staff prior to issuance of a license. A short-term rental cannot be licensed and operated if the applicant has outstanding village debt or violations, fines, and revocation language for violations. The draft regulations were approved by the Community Development Committee on January 8th, 2019, and Public Safety Committee on June 11th, 2019. This ordinance is eligible for first reading.
Thank you, Trustee Brennan. Again, this is for first reading this evening. Are there any comments or questions from the board to staff? Let the record reflect there's none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry, being placed on our next board meeting for final adoption. Item 18, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting resolution number 2019-R-063, approving an economic incentive agreement between the Village of Tinley Park and Panduit Corporation for the development of 17301 Ridgeland Avenue, Tinley Park, Cook County, Illinois.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you. Panduit Corporation requests an economic development incentive to complete a Phase 2 environmental study for a portion of the property located at 17301 Ridgeland Avenue. The total rebate incentive will not exceed $200,000 in TIF-eligible expenses. This project meets the goals and objectives established in the Economic Incentive Policy as set forth by the Economic and Commercial Commission and the Village Board of Trustees. The Economic and Commercial Commission approved the recommendation of this proposed economic development incentive at their meeting on April 15, 2019. And subsequently, the Community Development Committee recommended approval of the request at their meeting on May 28, 2019. This is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. We do have a representative of our fine corporate partners from Panduit this evening. Is there anything you'd like to add to the record? Well, I don't want to put you on a spot, but we appreciate you being here. I know that you waited quite a long time, but thanks again to Panduit for being great corporate citizens, as Pat Ray always said, and I would completely agree with him on that. So appreciate you being here, and thanks again for being a good partner. This will be a roll call, please.
Trustee Burke?
No discussion.
Oh, is there any comments or?
No.
Yeah, sorry, Jay. Yeah, the only, like you said, they are a great business. The problem I have with this is spending $200,000 for land that's not ours, and the developer is worth $4.4 billion. They operate in 83 markets across 27 states. It's very difficult. I think it should be for us to allow to spend $200,000 with those kind of numbers. We don't make any, it's not our business adventure, it stinks. I think the people that are gonna build it and make the money should be paying for it. I don't think the village should be paying for it. That's it.
Is that up for debate? Is that just a statement?
Just-
Okay. Anything else from the board?
No, I mean, I agree with Trustee Galatz. I'm not a fan of the incentive for only residential. But I feel this is more on a developer cost, not on the village's plate, so.
You want to talk a little TIF 101 here on this? or-
Sure. Can I say something first? Brad, do we have any idea what is there a projection if they did the development that they're talking about, of increment?
We haven't really seen a development
Okay.
plan yet.
So we're just,
Know what kind of projection it would.
so we'd be just going into it blind basically, and then if they didn't build, we would still be out to 200,000 for land that's not ours.
No, because the way the agreement is structured is it is paid from increment generated by the TIF. So there has to be development in order to get the reimbursement.
And more specifically, increment generated by this potential project if there was to build
Yeah,
it.
but the first 200 would go right back to them.
Yeah, well, that's correct, yeah. I will just add that this is a little strange getting into this order for the board. Normally, you'd see one full incentive package come up from the developer after property was purchased, and, you know, there'd be a whole host of costs and, you know, a lot more money, and obviously, if this were to pass and this builder or another builder were to come through, you will get that. I'd imagine this probably gets folded into a request like that as an assignment later on. This is eligible, this is an eligible cost by the TIF Act specifically under property acquisition and things of that nature, but I believe that the thought here was by Panduit, the developer, and the ECC was that, you know, this, you know, going in this order and having Panduit kind of lead the way here and get this study done would, you know, would clear the road for the eventual deal. So that's why you're seeing, you know, the environmental study kind of peeled out from what you probably will get later on, is that it, you know, all the parties thought that this was needed, it was needed now, and it hopefully will, you know, greenlight the ultimate development.
Thanks, Pat.
Any other questions, comments? We will call a roll on this, please.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
No.
Trustee Glatz.
No.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
You skipped Diane.
What about
I'm
Diane?
sorry, Trustee Galante, I apologize.
Is it 3-3? Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries. What?
It was 3-3, correct?
I said yes.
Oh, you did.
Motion carries. Item 19, receive comments from the staff. Chief?
Just quickly, I'd just like to remind everybody one last time that the fire department is going to be hosting its first ever Citizens Fire Academy beginning on August 7th. The deadline for the applications for that program are due back to the fire department on July 7th, and you can find that back at the fire department or on the department website. Encourage everybody to come out and see what a day in the life of a firefighter is like. So hope to get some people to join us. Thanks.
Thank you, Chief. Anything else from staff? No? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Nope. Move on to item 21, receive comments from the public. Oh, I'm sorry, item 20, receive comments from the board. Any comments from the board this evening?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment. I'd like to recognize one of our police officers on Friday, June 14th, police officer Robert Bob Cervino. Number 53 was named the Illinois DARE Officer of the Year. DARE stands for Drug Awareness Resistance Education. Officer Cervino was selected by the Illinois DARE Officers Committee that reviewed over 100 nominations. Officer Cervino has had over 5,500 fifth graders that have graduated from the DARE program over the course of his career, and he has chaired a DARE committee of volunteers for several years. Officer Cervino will be recognized for this award at a later date. But I wanted to make a mention of that.
Thanks for sharing. Great job. Anything else on the board over here?
I do, if you're done. Bill.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to thank all the residents and the staff that came out to Kira's lemonade stand last Saturday. It was a huge success. She's still collecting money as we speak, so hopefully that total keeps rising. And especially Chief Walsh, she brought coffee and donuts. For a police officer to bring coffee and donuts is amazing. Thank you. And then Diane and I went to the cruise night before the meeting, and we saw Dave walking. We missed you, but we could see you in the crowd. It was spectacular. I want to thank Public Safety Director Pat Carr, Sergeant St. John, VFW. We've had many meetings on that. They requested for us to change the way it works and made some tweaks to it. And there was probably over 200 cars there. The place was jam-packed. So thanks to everyone involved in that, and marketing, Donna Framke. It was amazing tonight. The place was jam-packed. There was no parking anywhere. So thank you.
Anything else from the board on this side?
I would like to just tag on to what you said, Mike, about Kara's lemonade stand. For those who don't know, she picks a different organization, a charity. And this year, she did an organization that helps out first responders. That's called REACT.
and it's an organization that I have been working with for the last 2 years, and it's, we don't realize all that the police and firemen go through on different responses and body parts and just so much stuff that's a horrible thing to have to witness day in and day out. And this organization, REACT, helps people educate and times of crisis to prevent maybe problems at home or suicide, whatever it is. And knowing this group that I've worked with, it was great that Kara picked us to be there this year. And despite the rain, a lot of people still showed up. You know, it really, really did. So I want to thank all that came out as well for this fine organization.
Can I speak one more time?
Sure.
Thank you. And let the record reflect, Bill Brady's hot dog came off the grill.
Instead of the ground this year. Thank you. That's true.
That's it.
Anything else?
I had one, Mr. Mayor. Sorry.
Trustee Mueller.
I appreciate the mayor's office report about the gambling licenses. Is that reflective of everything that's in the pipeline right now? And are we still seeing the
Until
2
a
or
couple
3
hours
a week?
ago, no, but
Okay.
there's several more that were just,
Are we still
brought to
seeing the
my
influx
attention.
of 2 or 3 a week?
at this point, yes.
Okay.
So there will be another report going out this Friday, and it will be updated properly.
Perfect, thank you.
Anything else from the board? Make 2 comments. One, to Public Works for the fountain. Thank you for getting that up and rolling again. Several residents mentioned that they were happy to see that, so thank you. And then number 2, I will, just for the record, I will not be attending our next board meeting held on July 2nd. So I'd just like to wish our board and the residents and staff a happy and safe 4th of July. And hope this year is dry for our park district and we could get our fireworks off the ground and not have a disaster like we did last year. So hope everybody has a great holiday, and we'll see you when we get back. Thank you.
I have nothing.
Independence Day.
Okay, we'll move on to item 21 at this time, receive comments from the public. Don't all get up at once.
I was just commenting on this curb and sidewalk work being done in the neighborhood. How incredibly inefficient it is, because you're doing, I counted 60 spots driving through my neighborhood, and if it was just done linear footage instead of all over the place, probably could accomplish a lot more. I just got a price from a reputable contractor. You could do 2 miles of sidewalk, tear out and replace for $200,000. So think about that next time.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening. According to a recent FOIA, the resident sign-in sheet said Kimberly Clark from the Tinley Park Planning Manager was there, Mr. Niemeyer, representative from Griffin and Gallagher, who's a lawyer for KJM, I believe. Representative KDC was there, Ruane Construction, Scott Vandenberg was there, Pat Conley, and Paula. I believe Michael Stocklos made a comment at a previous meeting that there was a Vandenberg walking with an engineer that turned out to be wrong, because it wasn't a Vandenberg walking. But Jake made the comment that there is not a Vandenberg involved in the development. But like, according to the sheet, the resident sheet that I FOIA'd, Scott Vandenberg was there. Jack Mayer was there. Jack Mayer was not involved in the development, I don't think, at the time. Carly is the president of KDC, I believe. So my question was at the last time, this is not a Q&A now, I understand that, is why was Scott there if there is not a Vandenberg involved? So evidently there's a Vandenberg involved. Jack Mayer was never mentioned, as I think I just said, and Carly is the president, but she wasn't there. So something doesn't sound right with this development. It's been going on for 2 years maybe. And I asked in my FOIA for staff notes and notes from the village attorney. I got nothing. So something smells fishy, in my opinion. And I believe if something's going on, we're gonna find out about it, just like we did in the Cook County Sheriff's Report when Jake's name was mentioned. We're just looking for transparency here in the FOIAs. That's all we're looking for, is what was going on in the meeting. 2 years, nothing's going on. So when you hide stuff, it seems like something's going wrong. And just simply, just asking a question at the last meeting, and it wasn't a Q&A, but Jake brought the Q&A up, in my opinion, when Mike Stocklos brought a Vandenberg name up, and Jake said, oh, did you say Vandenberg name was mentioned? Vandenberg is not involved in the development. So this is the info I got. Could I be wrong? Maybe, but something is not making sense with this development going on for 2 years. There's really nothing going on. So that's my public statement or public comment. I have no Q&A.
No other comments, we'll move on to item 22.
Phone calls from blocked numbers, letters sent to my employer to try to intimidate me, nasty things put on social media about myself. Village board members call me disgruntled employee, amongst other things. I recently just had a dispatch, a known IMR responding, sent me a dispatch, sent me something from Patrick and Francis Conley on 6/6/19 at 9:10 p.m. The subject was, have a donation for you, reply back with a message. That same day I talked to trustee Bill Brennan on the phone, so I don't know, it's kind of weird. That same night I get a, I guess you want to say text. All for what? Basically all I've been doing for, just like everybody else in this town that has been speaking, it's my God-given right on issues, especially this EMS contract. Right now, currently in the village, there is a crisis, and it's kind of funny nobody is talking about it because they don't want to, but and it's getting worse and worse and worse. The crisis is the Tinley Park EMS contract is currently right now short 8 to 12 paramedics. The contractor is trying to make up for that, but what they're doing is they're pulling people from other contracts and they're putting them in. So people with less than 18 months experience, which I thought is a violation of the contract, because in the contract it states you're supposed to have a minimum of 18 months or more experience. Now recently I have sent out 2 FOIAs and I've been denied on the basis that the information is trade secrets and that this information can and would cause competitive harm to the persons or business. Too bad when it comes to public safety, nothing should be secret. I thought that's what everybody talks about when I hear this transparency talk. The contract management is now taking steps to fill this contract, like I've stated, with the medics with 18 months or with less than 18 months or more experience. I'll try to FOIA that as well, but I'll get denied. And the thing I have a question on is that if there's nothing shady going on, how come I'm getting denied? You know what I mean? I'm asking simple questions. You know, I've talked to just about everybody in this room, and I keep getting rhetoric or I keep getting blocked phone calls coming in, which I know there's other people on the line listening. And hey, that's fine. Listen all you want, because I've kept my same stance from day one. If it ain't a dispatcher coming in drunk about a week ago, which they had to remove her and send her out to the hospital, which she ended up losing her job. The medics are having, well, they don't have their hazmat or technical rescue awareness state certification, which has been in the contract since day one, has never been met, which, what else is new? The contractor is sending, which I have proved at a board meeting before, they're sending threatening letters to residents to try to recoup the money if people are having a hard time paying. Then you'll also have, you only been given 2 boxed ambulances instead of 5. I mean, what are we waiting on? The contract to go over, and then all of a sudden magically there's gonna be 3 more that should have been already done as soon as day 1 of the contract renewed itself. Before the contractor right now, which is they're trying to substitute all these people because they're trying to fill 8 to 12 spots, the contractor has been violating the contract for a long time with people not being 18 months or more experienced. You'd think that this would have been figured out. Medics working insane hours, I mean, what are they working? 40, 24s? I mean, if you're down 8 to 12 people, you're supposed to have 27 or 28, so you're only got 15. So what does that tell me? Somebody calls off, they're gonna lose their job. I mean, that's what it states in this manual with being a at-will employee. People wonder why it's been a revolving door around here. It's because first page you turn to in their manual, all employees are employed at will, and the company has the right to terminate or discharge an employee at any time for any reason without notice. Man, it would make me want to come to Tinley Park to want to be a paramedic. But the problem is, like everybody's telling me, oh, well, okay, Chris, hold on. There's a shortage in the state. Technically, that's true, okay? Technically, that's true. But here's something. Cicero, right? About the same size, close to the same size as Tinley Park. They don't have this issue at all. Revolving door, you want to know why? 1, they're unionized. They have representation at all times. 2, they get paid a decent wage. And here it says 43,000, right? 43,000 was supposed to be the base, not supposed to be included with overtime. People are making $12.90 an hour. You could go work at you could go work at the McDonald's over off Harlem for more than that. You know, $12.90 an hour. Are you kidding me? This was supposed to be changed. Hasn't been done. Why not? Oh, rhetoric. Consistent rhetoric. Bill Brennan, you know, I know you're not now new on public safety, but let's get one thing straight. I don't like being called by a block number. It's sketchy from get-go. I don't appreciate it.
Mr. Swick.
Huh?
Nope, your time's fine, but just
Well,
no personal
don't interrupt
attacks.
me and
Nope.
my time won't fly.
I'm not trying to interrupt
Pat
you.
Carr, in the contract, it states you are solely responsible. So my question is, we've had these discussions before privately. At one time, you had stated that Jake and all his family members, well, Jake and his crew that was up here was blocking you from doing what you wanted to do, right? Well, Jake now doesn't have the rest of the panel,
All right.
okay? So
Your
my
time-
question is.
Mr. Swick, your time's over.
Just let me finish 1 second. So my question is, now that you have a new board, now what's the excuse?
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's no other comments. We'll move on to item 22. It asks for a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following. A, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. B, litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis of the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. C, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. D, the setting of a price for sale or lease of property owned by the public body. Is there a motion?
Moved.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're going to be in a closed session, and there will be nothing to follow. Thank you. Have a good night.